Hello, and welcome to this slow English listening for beginners. Today's topic is my favorite dish, Sicilian baked pasta. After the story, I will ask you some questions to check on your understanding. Don't worry if you don't understand everything. Just focus on the key information. Are you ready? Let's begin. I love this dish very much. It brings back so many wonderful memories from my childhood. And now I make it for my own family. I first learned about this amazing dish when I was a girl. My grandmother was from Sicily, a beautiful island in the south of Italy. She moved to our city when she was young, but she always kept her Sicilian traditions, especially in the cooking. Every Sunday, our whole family would go to her small house for lunch. And almost always, she made her special baked pasta. I remember waking up on Sunday mornings and feeling so excited. I knew we would visit Grandma that day. My parents, my brother, and I would get dressed in our nice clothes. Then we would drive to Grandma's house. Even before we opened the door, we could smell the wonderful aroma of her cooking. Grandma's kitchen was not very big, but it was always warm and full of delicious smells. She had an old wooden table in the middle of the room. When we arrived, she was usually busy at the stove. She wore a simple blue apron with small flowers on it. Her face was always happy when she saw us. "Come in," she would say with her special accent. Then she would give us all big hugs and kisses on both cheeks. My brother and I would run to look at the oven. We wanted to see if the baked pasta was ready. Now, let me tell you about this wonderful dish. Sicilian baked pasta, or pasta al forno siciliana in Italian. This is a very special and traditional dish. It is not just a simple pasta with sauce. No, it is more complex and rich. The dish is actually quite simple to prepare, but very delicious. First, you need pasta, usually anelletti. This type of pasta is perfect because they hold the sauce well. Then you need a good tomato sauce with meat. I like to use beef in my sauce, just like my grandmother did. But some people also use pork or a mixture of different meats. The sauce is very important. My grandmother taught me to start with olive oil, garlic, and onions. You cook them until they're soft and golden. Then you add the meat and cook it well. After that, you add tomatoes, a little bit of sugar to reduce acidity, salt, pepper, and herbs like basil. The sauce needs to cook slowly for at least 1 hour. This way, all the flavors mix together perfectly. But the most important part of Sicilian baked pasta is the cheese. You need two types of cheese, mozzarella and parmesan. The mozzarella becomes melted and streaky. The parmesan gives a strong, salty flavor. Some people also add a third cheese called caciocavallo, which is a traditional Sicilian cheese, but it can be hard to find in other countries. Another special ingredient in my grandmother's recipe was eggplant. She would cut eggplants into small cubes, fry them until they were golden, and then add them to the pasta. The eggplants give a sweet, unique flavor that makes the dish truly Sicilian. Some versions of this dish also include peas, hard-boiled eggs, and even ham or salami. My grandmother sometimes added these ingredients, especially for special occasions like Easter or Christmas. But her everyday version was simpler. To make this dish, I first cook the pasta in a large pot of salted water. It's important not to cook it for too long because it will continue to cook in the oven. We call this al dente in Italian, which means the pasta is cooked but still a bit firm. After draining the pasta, I mix about a half of the tomato sauce and some of the cheese in the large bowl. Then I prepare a big baking pan. I put a little of the sauce on the bottom of the pan so the pasta doesn't stick. Then I add half of the pasta mixture. On the top of that, I put a layer of sliced mozzarella, small spoonfuls of grated parmesan. If I'm using eggplants or other ingredients, I add them in this layer too. After that, I add the rest of the pasta and cover everything with the remaining sauce. On top, I put more mozzarella and Parmesan cheese. On the top layer, cheese will become golden and slightly crispy in the oven, which gives a wonderful contrast to the soft pasta underneath. Then I put in the oven at about 307 degrees Fahrenheit or 190 degrees Celsius for approximately 30 minutes. I know it's ready when the top is golden brown and the edges are bubbling. When the pasta comes out of the oven, it's important to let it rest for about 10 minutes. This makes it easier to serve and it won't be too hot to eat. The smell that fills the house is absolutely amazing. A mix of tomatoes, cheese, and herbs that makes everyone hungry. The moment of cutting into the baked pasta is special. You can see all the layers, the melted cheese that stretches as you lift each piece, and the rich sauce. The top is a little bit crispy, and the inside is soft and warm. Each bite has so many flavors. The tangy tomato sauce, the rich cheese, the pasta that has absorbed all the wonderful tastes. Just like my grandmother, I usually make this dish on Sundays. It has become a tradition in my family too. My children love it as much as I did when I was their age. They often help me prepare it. My daughter likes to grate the cheese, and my son helps me mix the pasta with the sauce. It's a nice way to spend time together and teach them about cooking. When we sit down to eat, we always have a big green salad after the pasta. The fresh, crisp salad is perfect. We also have fresh bread to clean our plates after we finish. We don't want to waste any of that delicious sauce. My husband says I make the baked pasta almost as well as my grandmother did. I take this as a big compliment because my grandmother was an amazing cook. I still remember her hands, quick and sure as she prepared the ingredients. She never used recipes or measuring cups. She knew exactly how much each ingredient to use just by looking and feeling. I have tried to teach my children the same way. Cooking is not just about following a recipe. It's also about understanding the ingredients, knowing how they work together, and adjusting as needed. It's about cooking with love and patience. My grandmother passed away 10 years ago, but her recipes and traditions live on in our family. Every time I make her baked pasta, I feel like she's with us. Food has this special power to connect us with our past and with the people we love. In Sicily, food is more than just nutrition. It's a way to show love, to bring people together, and to celebrate life. Meals are not rushed. People take time to enjoy food and company. This is something I try to maintain in my family, even though our lives are often busy and hectic. When friends visit our home, I often make Sicilian baked pasta for them. It's always a success. People ask for the recipe, and I happily share it. But I always tell them that the most important ingredient is love. You need to take your time and enjoy the process of cooking. I have tried many versions of baked pasta in restaurants, but none of them taste as good as homemade. Maybe it's because they don't have memories and love that go into the dish when I make it at home. Another thing I love about this dish is that it's perfect for big gatherings. You can prepare it in advance and just put it in the oven when your guests arrive. It's also great as leftovers. Sometimes I think it tastes even better the next day. In summer, I sometimes make a lighter version with fresh tomato instead of sauce and add zucchini and bell peppers. In winter, I make a richer version with more meat and cheese. It's a versatile dish that can be adapted to different seasons and occasions. Cooking traditional recipes like Sicilian baked pasta is a way to keep our cultural heritage alive. It connects me to my roots, to my grandmother's homeland, even though I have only visited Sicily a few times. Through food, I feel a connection to generations of women in my family who cooked these dishes before me. I hope that when my children grow up, they will continue this tradition. Maybe they will add their own touches to the recipe, and that's okay. Recipes evolve over time, just like families do. But the essence of the dish and the love that goes into making it should remain the same. So, that's the story of my favorite dish, Sicilian baked pasta. It's more than food to me. It's a memory of my grandmother, a tradition in my family, and a way to show love to the people I care about. Every time I eat it, I feel happy and at home. Now, let's check on your understanding. Answer these questions. Where did my grandmother come from? My grandmother came from Sicily, an island in the south of Italy. What are the two main types of cheese used in Sicilian baked pasta? The two main types of cheese used are mozzarella and parmesan. Why do I cook the pasta for a shorter time than usual? Because the pasta will continue to cook in the oven. On which day of the week do I usually make this dish? On Sundays, just like my grandmother did. What is the most important ingredient for me in this recipe? The most important ingredient is love. If you have answered correctly to all the questions, you have done a good job. Keep working and see you next time. Bye-bye.